Hey everybody. I'm back. A little sooner than expected, but that's just fine. This is Kingdom Hearts 2 Randomizer. There's a lot to talk about, so I won't spend a lot of time doing that now, but thank you very much for... Ooh, I need to mute something real quick. Just a sec. Ugh, there we go. Better. All better. Alright, so thanks for meeting the critical incentive. Much appreciated. And I do have chat open, so if you have questions as I'm going, please ask them. There's just a lot to cover, and not only so many words that I can use. So, without any further ado, let's get going. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Kingdom Hearts 2, old game, has had some new life breathed into it with the Randomizer. Good old game, by the way. Great, enjoyable, standard playthrough. Basically, you get to play as this kid Sora. You have a lot of abilities. That's a pretty solid opening Keyblade. Nice. Magic lock-on's good. I'm going to menu quick here. Nice, I have Mega Elixirs there. Fine. So, we play as this kid Sora, and we're starting in a very unusual spot. This is the Garden of Assembly. So all of these portals here used to be the data orc. So something that they made for Final Mix was a whole bunch of super boss fights. And this is the room where those super bosses would happen. Some creative soul. I forget if it was originally Sonic's idea or if he's just the main coder for it. But some creative modders decided this was a great idea to, instead of have it go to the data fight, have it go to each of the individual worlds instead. So now we get to do the world out of order. We get to do kind of whatever we want, whenever we want, and it's all based on kind of what tool set we end up with. So we're starting in Pride Lands. There's two reasons for this. One, it's good early experience. So fighting these guys is, they're a much later game enemy. So I'm going to get up to like level 7, looks like. And that's good. So a little extra early experience, but then I'm going to be able to grab 26 chests uninterrupted at high speed. Lion Sora here normally doesn't get this Lion Dash until after you complete Pride Lands the first time. So Kingdom Hearts worlds are broken up into basically 2 visits. A few exceptions to that, but by and large, you have to go to each world twice. There's a boss at the end of the first visit, and there's a boss at the end of the second visit. The dash that we get to do as Lion Sword is usually a second visit only thing, because you kind of need it for one of the boss fights. The modders, once again, being the kind souls that they are, put it in, so we have it. Now we get to zoom around like a little lion idiot, and it's good fun. It also means it is our fastest means of getting chests, which is a good thing. This is a randomizer, after all. So a lot of what we're going to talk about is check density and knowing like where good check density is going to be based on what tools I have. So yeah. Pride Lands is a pretty common start. If you're playing in different modes, it changes a little bit. Pride Lands is actually less beneficial to you in beginner, simply because you don't want to get too tanky before you do certain things that we'll talk about when I get to them. But there are places that you can die, and it's faster. And we'll talk about those when we get there. So, in my little camera screen here, there's going to be a tracker that's going to be probably a little hard to make out. I might be dead. I'm good. Okay. And this is just helping me keep track of items. It's also providing me with information. So each of these icons represents a world. We are in Pride Lands right now. It's hard to see, especially when it's small, because we've got world locks on them, which just means that we cannot enter the second visit yet. We have to go find an item related to that world in order to unlock it. So the settings that I have chosen for this are a little complicated. So this is path progression point. And that's a big mouthful to say that I currently have no information. But as I play the game, I'm going to get information. And the information I get is going to be in the form of points. And those points then correspond to items that are tracked. So right now, I have 2 of my 3 needed progression points. Oh, there we go. I have 3 of my 3 needed progression points to unlock my first point values. So you can see that Port Royal is 64, which is very high. That is a very beefy world. We are gonna... I need to make sure things are in the right spots. Good. Okay. This is one of those intentional deaths. But back to points. So 64 is a big world. Most worlds... Oh, Magnera. That's very good. And another report. Wow. So the highest point value of an item is 9 points. And that is my world unlocks and my forms. So there's... I forget how many. Like 21 of those, give or take. And then there's magics. Those are going to be worth 7 points. Proofs. And a lot of the other stuff is going to be worth 5. And then all of these reports, the top layer of paper, as we like to call it, is worth 3 points. So by summing up and doing crazy math, we can kind of figure out what worlds are going to have what once that number gets a little bit smaller. 64 is a hard one to figure out. There's too many combinations. But yeah. So here we're using our party member. So Jack Skellington, you may remember. Good lad. We're using what's called a limit. So limits are very powerful. They make you invulnerable for their duration. So as long as that limit gauge in the upper right is active, I can't be hurt. Very good. Very good stuff. But it's also, in Jack's case, a great way to have the enemies brought in closer, as well as do just a bunch of damage. So once again, we're in an area, Halloween Town's another like mid-tier world. So that's good. Alright. Walk out here, see Santa. Hi, Santa. We're gonna go kill a few more of these just for a little extra experience. This is just something I like to do. It typically gets me, depending on my values, it'll get me to 10, 11, or 12. Kind of depends on what the settings are. There's a whole pile of settings. The generator has gotten very broad in its ability to customize things. So there's more than I'm going to talk about, but let's just say they've done a great job trying to make it look better, organize it in a meaningful fashion, and you can have a lot of levers to press. So it's good. You can basically customize the seed to anybody's skill level. Since I'm on crit, I'm also a pretty regular tournament player. Not, a top tier one, but I participate. I'm going to be doing some stuff that I would highly recommend you don't do when you're starting to learn. So, like starting in Pride Lands. Bad idea. Don't do that. This is Olympus Coliseum. We are just flying down. We're grabbing some information. We are getting more reports than I was expecting, which is great. We should have another world revealed, I think. Oh, Space Paranoids is dead after that page. Well, that's nice. So you'll see me bumping in and out of worlds here pretty quickly. This is what we call shotgunning. This is, again, part of that item density thing. We're just trying to get as many checks in as short a time as possible as we can. I'm going to skip Pooh's house for right now. I don't have a torn page yet, but I might soon. And 100 Acre Wood is one of those weird worlds that has multiple unlocks. So each torn page unlocks a new mini-game in 100 Acre Wood. Look at all these reports just flying in. Nice. So reports are set to first visit, so I should be able to find all 13 of them before too long, but this is ridiculous, just how early in the worlds these are. So drives are 23, that's a little concerning. 23 is likely going to have some 5s in it. 5s are what we're after, so I guess I'll talk win con. What we're trying to do in this randomizer is find 3 MacGuffins. We call them proofs, so they're the silver orbs, and we have 3 of them. We need to find all 3, and then we can access final fights and go beat the game. So beating the game is Final Zen, or as we affectionately call him, Zebra Man. With me, Minnie. Thank you, Minnie. Oh, you're gonna be angry again, aren't you?
Let's go.
Oh. So you can use reaction commands. That's that triangle button that keeps showing up. Call her over, but if you can get a good push on her, it's faster to just push her. Disney Castle here is broken into 2 parts. There's the first part here that we did the courtyard. Now we're pushing Minnie, and then the second part is called Timeless River, which we will be checking out, visiting, because I want to. Also, these stats are cracked. I should not have 32 magic at level 12. This is excellent. This makes my life a lot easier. Each world has what's called a battle level. So Disney Castle is a very early one. This is one of the first worlds you will go to in a vanilla playthrough. So the enemies here are quite weak, but it also means that the minimum stats you need to deal damage and the maximum stats that you can have to cap your damage are also quite low. We are over the ceiling, as it is called. There's basically a window in which your damage is scaled, is the long and the short of that. And each world is a little bit different in what that window of scaling is. So there's a minimum amount of damage you can do, always. Doesn't matter if you have 1 stat. You'll still do the same amount of damage anywhere below the floor. And then there's a scaling bit, and then there's a ceiling, and you will always be capped if the ceiling is on. So, Timeless River. Again, we're looking at chests, we're doing content, and the host has any messages that they would like to read out. Now is a great time.
What's that for? What's that for?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just trying to find my my on-off setting.
Yes, we're having.
So currently we don't have any new donations.
Trouble.
However, I did want to point out that we are $159 away from beating the inaugural Speedromizer event total of $610.
Well, we will for sure see a version of Pete again. That's old. It's not confusing at all. There's no time travel involved. There's definitely not. There's definitely no confusing story beats to this game whatsoever. It's very linear and straightforward. Yes. That's what the Kingdom Hearts series is known for. Straightforward stories. This is another take a death fight. So these fights would be some of the first things you would do in a beginner seed. And that is simply because it is faster to die. And to fight through that fight, then you need a bunch of extra tools. That's no fun. So typically beginner seeds will start in Halloween Town, Agrabah, and Beast Castle. But we're on crit. So I guess I should talk a little bit about what that means. So critical mode is a mode that didn't exist in the vanilla game. It was released with Final Mix, way back when that happened. So Final Mix introduced the critical mode, it introduced the data fights, it introduced all kinds of like high-end, top-tier content, because people said that Proud Mode wasn't good enough. Fine. So basically, our health is halved, our defense is 0, effectively. We can get to a point where it kind of matters in some of the lower level worlds, but it will never matter in a boss fight. And to compensate for that, they did give us a little extra damage. So we do about the same damage as they do on beginner. I'm going to just save this progress here. But we have no health, and everything does lots of damage. So it's all very dangerous, and so you will see me die, and that's fine. That's normal. It is very rare to get through a crit seed without at least one death. I am going to do my best to not die a lot, but on average, I run between 10 and 12, and that's just normal. That is expected, and just part of being on crit. So, Agrabah here, a money pouch. Money pouch is a good find. We do have a few things in the shop that we would be very interested in getting. Ethers being the big one. If you played this originally, you probably never used a spell called Reflect. It is one of the best spells in the game, and we will be using it a bunch. As well as you probably did use Magnet or Magnera, but not quite to the extent that you're going to see me do it. And that's simply because I have it this early. I'm not going to be afraid to just power through certain rooms with Magnera. Agrabah, done. For now. Check the shop. There are some world unlock items in here. I know this because I put them there. Again, one of the generator settings. We're not going to grab that. We will grab this. And the reason we're not grabbing Identity Disc is because that is what goes into Space Paranoids. And we don't need to go to Space Paranoids except for the page, and we don't know how deep that's going to be. Grab some ethers, grab some elixirs. Menu. That's just an elixir already. Cool. Ethers on. We are, for the most part, done dying, so I'm going to put on a piece of armor, go check out Space Paranoids, see if we get this page early, and then I'm going to start thinking about doing some of my longer work. So the shotgun is almost complete. We have been in almost every world. I've got Beast Castle, Twilight Town, and Hollow Bash. You'll notice that I haven't been in, and probably won't be in, Simulated Twilight Town, and The World That Never Was, just yet. The reason for that is The World That Never Was has only 4 checks right at the start. I might look at those before I do Twilight Town, just on the off chance that there's something good in those 4 chests. But otherwise, then I have to do one of the first nasty boss fights, which is Roxas. And I don't feel like quick running Roxas today. I want to try and fight Roxas today, but if push comes to shove, I will quick run Roxas. You get to see a nice cheese strat, so you can take that home and impress all your friends with, fun strats with the Randomizer, Kingdom Hearts 2. That's still low. Killing these for a little extra experience. Alright, so didn't luck out and find the torn page. So we'll just look at Pooh's house, which is a little sad. If we'd gotten that torn page, we'd then also be able to visit Piglet and look at the front 6. But we do know that there's a torn page here. How convenient. Now we know that 100 Acre Wood is effectively dead. There's a blizzard here somewhere, but we don't need that to complete the game, so probably won't get it unless it's in these 3 chests. Hi, Piglet. Piglet's stuck in a tree. Unfortunately, we're just gonna leave Piglet hanging. Bye, Piglet. Enjoy. Next up is Beast Castle. Typically I would like to have a form here, something along those lines, so that I could, level Valor, or Wisdom, or Limit, or, in dire needs, I could, try and do Master. But, who needs it? Who needs levels when Tribes is a 20? Thank you, Gooby. You know what, chat? If we can get an extra $50 during the run, I will go and I will do all of the 100 Acre Wood minigame. Alright? You've got like an hour and a half, come up with $50. And then I'll go and I will do all of the 100 Acre Wood minigames, which means I save Piglet, I get to help out Tigger, I get to take Pooh down a honey slide for some reason, probably to keep him out of Rabbit's garden, I think is the story context there. Drag everybody through a spooky cave. Yeah, big spooky. And then we gotta get Pooh's head unstuck from a honey jar. That's a fun one. So, if you want to yeet a bear and save Piglet, an extra $50. This is Beast Castle. We found the best form, which is Jack, or final form, and that's gonna actually make our life in Hollow Bastion and Twilight Town a lot easier. Thank you, DJ. Excellent. You can call it Yeet the Bear if you want. The community will recognize what that is. Late on that. Dude. Oh. So there's my first death. It happens. This is one of the rooms that we can get Mickey. So Mickey is your helper character. Or can be. In very specific fights, Mickey can show up. We're just gonna fan square here, get that low, and then we're gonna try and kill off Mickey. You could restart the fight, but I wanted to show Mickey off. Because it's kind of hilarious. Once Mickey goes into super critical here, One more hit should do it. Oh, what? One more hit. There we go. Wake up Sora. Start this whole process over again. Not the fast way to do that fight, but we got to see Mickey. You might see Mickey one more time. Probably not. Alright. So, Beast Castle is one of the first worlds that we can basically just do almost all of. We have not gone back to save Piglet Goopy. We did open an incentive to go save Piglet. So, if people want to donate to the Trevor Project, which is a good cause, and they should, then we will go save Piglet and do other 100 Acre Woods minigames.
Is this the spot? I think this will be the trick.
Accurate. That is 100% what I am doing. Piglet is my bargaining chip, and I'm using it to get donations for charity. Alright. Almost done here. Got a couple more chests to pick up. Then we get to see an old favorite. And it actually made me kind of sad in the vanilla playthrough, because in KH1, we don't see Beast until very late. Here, we go to Beast Castle, expecting to have access to Beast, and Beast is busy being, like, corrupted or something. So we don't even get to use Beast for almost the entire first visit to Beast Castle, and that made me sad. But now we have figured out Beast's issues, and we'll have access to him for the first visit boss. That strength's kind of low. Let's come back after I've gotten a couple levels on final. Then that should be fine. So we have two forms now. Forms are a good thing. They give Sora different abilities based on the form, so each one has kind of their specialty. Valor is very Mash X heavy, which basically means it's a combat form. He holds two Keyblades, and he has very good melee attack, but cannot use magic at all. Wisdom form is one of the magic forms. It has the ranged attack. It is very adept with magic. It's very floaty. A lot of them are very, but yeah. Wisdom is intended to be like the pure magic form. Master form is your aerial combat specialist, as well as a very good magic. Final form, what I'm in now, very silver and bright, is the culmination of all good combat. So, high power, always. It's very powerful. And then the one I didn't talk about is the other one that was introduced with Final Mix, which is Limit Form. And Limit Form is kind of your solo Sora form. You will recognize a lot of those abilities that in Limit Form from KH1. Those were a lot of the limits that you had access to in KH1 that are now just abilities you can use as Sora in Limit Form. We don't have that, so we'll show it off later. It's extremely useful for bosses, extremely useful for a lot of content. Yeah, we got it. Okay. Twilight Town's next. by the time we'll wrap up basically all of the first visits or the shotguns of all of the world. This is the last one that I haven't been in. Gotten any chests out of. So, yeah. Making good progress. We haven't found any proofs yet. We've got lots of information, not a lot of proof. We did get a Thunder, which is great news. That makes me very happy. So I should have no issues heading into Port Royal once I'm done here. And starting to chunk down that 64 and getting a whole bunch more items. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Our movement isn't quite good enough, so we have to take the side exit here. Thank you for the raid, Sugoi-chan. Thank you for the good luck. Welcome on in. Speedromizer, benefiting Trevor Project, is live, and it's going. And we've got a ad hoc incentive to save Piglet. Piglet's hanging in a tree right now. I'm being a meanie. If you want me to not be a meanie, or stop being a meanie, you can exclamation point and donate, and give some money to Trevor Project. If you're fine with Piglet continuing to hang in a tree, then by all means, keep watching. Nice. Squeaked in that 5. Good. So we have 3 forms right now, which means my drives can cap at level 5. Where we got Final 2 in that fight. So Final is currently at the max level it can be right now. As we get more forms, we'll be able to get that level higher. The max is 7. You have all 5 forms. But we are into the tower. Be kind of a slow section. I don't know if I have a host back yet or not. Feel free to chime up if you are here. Otherwise, let's keep yammering on. Talking about drives, swinging keyblades. Oh, good. You got any messages for us?
All right, so just real quick, hopefully I'm not interrupting. Did want to say we are still about $157 away from beating out the inaugural Speedromizer event total. And that donation for completing 100 Acre Wood is still live at $50. We also have one other target that we can hit for the randomizer race on day 3 between Tad and Native and myself. That's sitting at about $45 out of 300. So if you want to get your donations in for that, or just to see the 100 Acre Wood, get your donations in. Exclamation mark donate.
So as we climb the tower here, I popped into Valor form. This is actually exactly how it would look in the speedrun, which I don't do. I have never actually speedrun KH2. I just play the rando. But I'm told Valor's good movement. I don't tend to believe people who say that, but I'm told. We have to do those 2 forced fights, and then we get to the top of the tower. See Yensid, our old wizard buddy. Kill everything here for no reason. Hey, Yensid. Just hop on your table, don't mind us. step all over the book we're supposed to read. Go talk to Fairy Godmother, get our clothes changed, which you'll notice we've already been wearing the black outfit, the traditional KH2 outfit, the entire time. We didn't want to force people to wear the short pants for the entire time, then have to do TT2. That'd be weird. We do have access to TT2, though. I did pick up that their picture. So, Twilight Town's another one of those weird worlds that has multiple unlocks. Twilight Town's case has 3 visits. So we just did the first visit, ended at the tower. This is the second visit. It's very fast. Assuming I don't die. We'll see. Yeah. Be a little careful here. Mana back up. Yeah, easy peasy. Normally we like to have a fire there or a reflect. Both of those make that fight very, very easy. Thunder gets the job done. It's just a little potentially spooky. Get only a couple checks out of that, and another progression is important. We are starting to hurt a little bit for information. We see that Beast Castle is dead. We see that the world that never was is only a 7. So we won't be pushing that anytime soon. But we do have a decent list of abilities. Put that out now. Under boost. Alright. We're gonna go do Port Royal. Port Royal is going to give us both money and experience, as well as we can start chunking down the 64, which is, it's just huge. It's a very, very large Port Royal. Very unusual. Item boost, sure, we'll put the haste on, why not? Keyblades. I should look at Keyblades. Alright, lots of Keyblades. Combo boost, Thunder boost, Reaction boost, sure. We're gonna put on the Thunder boost. Doesn't matter if the stats are worse. We want the ability. We've got Baby Thunder only. So we're just gonna pump it up as much as we can with our items and our abilities. Our magic stats more than good enough, but again, there's that ceiling aspect. Boosts push past that ceiling. So it's basically your stats get you to a certain point, and then the boost can add to that. So it's good at minimum, it's good at maximum, and it's somewhere in between. Rude. We also have Blizzard, which is very good here. The pirates are very susceptible to magic, so we'll be making use of both as kind of appropriate. But here we get to see the power of Magmara. Just, you know, making an absolute mockery of that, out of that. Which is great. It's one of the best parts about the randomizer is once you start getting comfortable with the tools, you can just keep exploring and figuring out how does things work, how does this fight function, can I do it well with magnet, is it better with fire, like there's finishing leap, there's lots of combo tools to make with Kingdom Hearts, and so piecing all of that together takes a while, but it's quite satisfying to A, learn, and then B, feel like you're getting good at it. So we found a membership card, which is great. That opens up Hollow Bastion. Hollow Bastion is our largest world, just by number of checks. We have also picked up a Reflect, which I'm going to hop back out here and put on my customized bar. Really would like that. Reflect. Thunder where it belongs, Blizzard where it belongs. and put Meg where it belongs. Room transitions save your menuing, and then you cannot have the menu open while you are in combat. So, nice dual purpose there. Boom. This is Reflect. Reflect, as you would expect, it prevents the damage and then does an attack. I don't have something called Experience Boost, so I'm just going to heal here. I can take a few hits, but I don't need to die. This is a timed fight, so if I die partway through, I have to start it all over again. We do our best to not die. Alright, not too bad. You'll notice a lot of money flying around. One of the settings I put on was a global jackpot, and that all enemies drop money. So normally, not everything drops money. Now, everything drops money. And this is mostly just to ensure little marathon safety, that I had enough ethers and items to basically be safer than I normally would in a run. I'm going to summon our first summon here. It's Stitch. Stitch is a multi-useful summon. He does a couple of things for us. He blocks projectiles, which is handy, but he also replenishes magic, which he did a very good job of. The MP bar is a thing. The MP bar, when it's depleted, goes into a recharge phase. You can't cast any spells, but it is slowly regenerating. And then once it finishes regenerating, you can use all your stuff again. Stitch bypasses that and just lets us, well, assuming he does his job, lets us just get a full MP bar every time he licks it. We like to complain a lot about Stitch because he prefers to keep you safe, but you know, sometimes you're perfectly safe and he's just deciding you're in danger. So he doesn't do his job. That makes us sad. Pop. Bone Fist. Alright. Another world unlock. That one's for Halloween Town. So that's a pretty good find. And into our... I think this is actually our first visit boss that we've seen. So this is Barbossa. This is the very end of Port Royal Visit 1. Not to kill Jack. We're just going to use Thunder to keep him up in the air like that. And, yeah. You can do the same thing with Blizzard. We just have more Thunder boosts, so we were using Thunder to do our maximum damage there. Blizzard freezes him in place. Also very, very useful. Kind of as expected. We got a lot of world unlocks out of Port Royal. We did not get its world unlock, so that 23 points is going to have to wait until we find that. So we're going to head into Hollow Bastion. So this is Hollow Bastion 2. It is a big place. As I mentioned earlier, it has the most checks out of any world. This is especially true if you have the super bosses on. I only have Absent Silhouettes and Sephiroth on. I did not want to put Datas, because there's a couple Datas I'm just not comfortable with. If we ended up having to do them, we would have to watch me suffer. Turn those off. If we have time, or if somehow this turns into a go mode all of a sudden, done very well so far, of not being a go mode, we might be able to take a look at, like, Data Zemnis or something. Just for a little extra spice. But yeah. Hollow Bastion is home to 2 of those super bosses, Sephiroth and Data Demix. So if those are on, yeah, things can get a little spicy. But it is also home to what is called Core, Cavern of Remembrance, which is another add-on for Final Mix. It's a very high-level area, and my movement is currently not good enough, so I'm not going to be attempting or skip. Although now I'm gonna try it. That aerial dodge 2 means I have a much better chance. You can do it with aerial dodge 1. I am terrible at it, and I'm a little rusty. The most recent competitive thing that I was in was the league settings, and Core Skip was off. Again, the modders have gone crazy, and they have found a way to block you from entering rooms, which is pretty great. Hey! Tifa Chest has our first proof. So, 1 down, 2 to go. Hollow Bastion is a 24. That's decent. It's, well, I guess with the Valor and everything, it's a pretty average Hollow Bastion. So Hollow Bastion was pretty big. So that's a 9 for Valor, a 7 for the Thunder, so it's 16, and then a 5 for the Proof is 21, to bring us to a 45 total, which is very average for Hollow Bastion. We're going to stop into Core. We're going to take 1 stab at Core Skip, and then if I don't get it, we'll move on and go elsewhere. He's chasing me. He got hit by the wall. Cool. I was very expecting to die there. We're just going to transition rooms to despawn those enemies. I will be back for those orbs in a second. Those orbs drop drive orbs. I say orb a lot here because they are. And Master levels up by obtaining drive orbs. I have 8, so that's fine. Just grab these. Hey, fire. Oh, we got Valor 5 out of, or Master 5 out of that. Hop out of there. This is Core Skip. It's one of the few useful out-of-bounds things in the game.
Let's go.
Not what I wanted to do. Just wanted to pre-menu to it. Alright. So, cross this gap. I can do this well. Oh. Is the first part. Oh, I left it off. Alright, so that... Core Skip is off, but you got to see it. Or at least you got to see the first half of it. So that's exciting. I forgot I made these off of League settings. So I accidentally left that skip turned off. My bad. I kind of wanted to show that off. So I'll have to do core the normal way. If it turns out we have to do that. Which isn't too bad. We've got Final and Stitch already. So there's the 2 key pieces. Oop, I'm dead. Yes. Meet critical mode. Hollow Bastion 2 is a pretty high-level area. So, this dancer fight, basically if you get touched by a dancer, you die. And I got touched by a dancer. But we're going to be turning around here. So dancers is a check. There's 2 more chests up here that a lot of people like to forget. These restoration site ones. And if we need to, which looks like we do, when we come back, it's probably going to happen, we will go fight Demyx and Final Fantasy fights. So, that whole visit was about half of what Hollow Bastion 2 has to offer. Our magic is still very good, but more importantly, we still have Magnera. I'm actually going to opt to do an unhinted Land of Dragons. So unhinted basically refers to anything that doesn't have a number next to it at this point. And that's basically just because I know that of all of the worlds that I do have hints for, I either don't want to progress them, Hollow Bastion, or I can't. So I'm going to choose to do something that I know I can do fast, but doesn't have a hint. So, there's many hint modes in this game, which can get very confusing because they all play a little bit differently. Like this one, progression points. Not only do you have to play the game in order to get the info, then the info you get is also kind of cryptic. Which is fine for me, or generally, I guess. But you can do things like spoiler hints, where you're just shown everything right out the get-go. And you don't know where in the worlds they are, you just know which worlds they are. And then we've got the old standard, Jace Marty. Nobody really uses a ton of anymore, but that is find an answer and report, get an item in a world, or a number of items in the world revealed, which is kind of useful. And the last main one is what we call an ABN. It's basically just tells you how many items are in a world, and we use the term important items. Kind of a misnomer, it's just the stuff that we track currently, and then there's pretty much an ongoing, at all times, debate as to what should or should not be tracked. So that's kind of a moving target, but at least tell you how many of the trackable items are in each world, and then you need to go get them. So, lots of different styles of getting information out of a tracker or out of the game. You can pick and choose which you like. Some are more complicated than others. Oops.
It's over.
Magnet's such a good spell. It's so good. Oh, quick run. Nice. Does Max quick run for us. Kind of cool. Like that. We haven't found anything. Halloween Town was revealed. It is dead once we find that fire. I did get a fire off of Drive, so I do have one. That's something. I think OC is my next world. I'm trying to decide where I'm going after it. I have access all the way up to... well, all of it. I have access to all of it. And I think my best answer is OC. But I could do the rest of Agrabah 1 pretty quickly. I think OC is the better option. So, debate here is around that checks per minute thing. Yeah, the check density.
Gather.
Then we'd have a massive bug report, DJ, and I don't think DA or anyone else would be very happy with me. Piglet's revenge. Yeah. So, the kind of the cause for the debate right now is I'm gonna go up through Throne Room, and if I have or accidentally turned off, then I'm going to just assume that early Throne Room is also turned off. I can talk about it when I get there, but I'm not going to even attempt it. Just zoom right into the Shan Yu fight. You can also jump over a trigger here in LOD, and I would be in okay shape. But I probably need to use both masters to get up and over. Boy, I'm rich. Love all of this free money. Great. But OC is kind of a weird world. It's a little backloaded on its first visit, whereas there's not much left in Agrabah 1. I think I'm going to get more checks, even though I get less progression if I do OC instead of Agrabah. So OC is also unhinted. Agrabah is also unhinted. Yeah. It's really a toss-up. We'll see what... I'm going to get a progression point here. You can do the skip here, where you'd go up and over, and then there's a ceiling to this trigger here. So you can just jump over it and go straight into the throne room. It's there. It's loaded. Ready for you. We're just gonna fight Shan Yu instead.
Go.
Shan Yu. He seems nice. STT is a 14. Given the lack of 9s that are available and the abundance of 7s, I'm gonna go with that's just 3 magics. But if push comes to shove later, we will go through. So the 14, right, can mean 2 things. I guess more than that, but 2 things. Ooh, that hurts. Riku. Riku. Da. We're just doing these world exits It's a little bit faster given my movement to just do what we call a save warp from one side of the world to the other. Every time you load in, it's trying to give you the closest possible save point to the progression of the world. And that's just something Cage 2 did, which is very nice of them. So even though we exit on top of the mountain, we get to load in next to where we need to be, or at least as close as it can get us. So, got through that. We got one more fight to do. Again, this is something that can be jumped over. I'm not going to. I'm just going to prep final form here, and then try not to die too many times. This fight can get nasty. But that's a pretty reliable strat. Overall progression, pretty good. I'm not really hurting for many tools. I know where Second Chance is, and I'm probably gonna go get it eventually. I need to find its world unlock first. Most of my hints so far have not been the most helpful. They've told me that a lot of things don't have proof, which is good info, but it obviously is not helping me narrow down which of the rest of the worlds does have it. Yes. So the Randomizer is currently supported on both emulator and the PC port. None of the consoles, because modding consoles is hard. But we do still support emulator.
That's it.
Which is nifty, and also kind of unexpected. So this is Olympus Coliseum. We are in what's called Hades Escape, which can get, if you are low stat, low tooled, this fight is gnarly. This is hard. We are neither of those things anymore, so we're gonna just cruise through it. Oh, missed him. I jumped too high. Tried to do the fancy thing, and I missed. I jumped too high. Yeah, that is unfortunate, Katseki. Fortunately, it's becoming... Yep. DJ, if you got a moment, could you give us a little info on Trevor Project and what we are, in fact, raising money for?
Yes, I can. Give me a second to get my notes up. And I apologize, I had to step away for a minute. How's the randomizer going?
That's going good. We're finding checks. We're doing the combats.
Good. So, we are raising money for the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project is the world's leading suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for LGBTQ youth, LGBTQIA+ youth. They work by saving lives and providing support through free and confidential suicide prevention and crisis intervention programs on platforms where young people spend their time. a 24/7 phone lifeline in chat, text, and through Trevor Space. They also provide public education, engagement in advocacy efforts, and development research. With your donations, we can help the Trevor Project end suicide rates amongst LGBTQIA+ youth. You can visit thetrevorproject.org to find out more about this amazing organization. And just to give y'all an update on where we are on some incentives, currently the Resident Evil 3 Randomizer race is still sitting at about $45 out of $300. You have until midday on Sunday to get that met. And currently, the 100 Acre Wood incentive for Kingdom Hearts 2 is sitting at $0 out of the 50 we need. Let's save the lives of LGBTQIA+ youth, and let's rescue Piglet. All I'm gonna say. ! Donate. Let's get this money. Back to you.
Thank you very much, DJ.
Not a problem.
While you were giving the spiel there, we did find our second proof on Cerberus. So we are one step closer. We only need one more proof before we can... That ledge rounder than it usually is. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we only need one more proof before I'll just go and do a whole bunch of boss fights. We're getting close to doing that anyway, just so I have a better idea of which direction I'm heading. But I think before that happens, I will stop back into Space Paranoids, grab some levels quick. Because I know my my skill in Crossbones, which unlocks Port Royal, is on level somewhere. We don't know how far. But there's 23 points there yet. Well, yes, Creations does have an identity disc. Thank you for nothing. What did we get revealed? Oh. LOD was a 0. It had nothing. I did all of LOD for nothing. Yes. The rando has randoed sufficiently. Well, you got to see all of LOD. Congratulations. Money well spent? No, we're not donating for that one. We are donating to try and get Piglet saved. This is Demix. We might see Demix again. Demix shows up a bunch. Popular organization member. I'm just gonna guess that OC is done, so I'm gonna grab the 3 chests in this room and then bounce. And then we are gonna head into Space Paranoids, and then we're gonna do some leveling there, even though I don't think I have an experience boost. I'm checking Keyblades, because experience boost can be on these. It is not. That's unfortunate. Alright. Alright, game. I see you. Make you an ether. We've got Stitch. Alright. We'll send it. Our magic's good enough. We'll 2-shot them. I will just get Valor to 5 before we start the magneting though. Okay. Plan in place.
Let's go.
So this is called Screens. It's another timed fight, kind of. You need to get enough orbs to activate the 3 screens, and then the fight. Otherwise, it's a timer that only gives you so much time before you fail. So instead of time to completion, this is time to failure. I'm just using this infinite spawn area to do 2 things, and that is to level Valor. Valor levels up off of hits. And then I'm going to summon Stitch, and then try and get Stitch to start giving me MP. There it goes. But here you can see the power of Magnera just being awesome. And Stitch sitting right there giving me free MP, so I can just sit and spam Magnet. Well, he doesn't. And we just spend a lot of time casting Magnet. We'll take this down to about 10 seconds. We'll get as high of a level as we can. We've gotten quite a ways. And I'm a little upset we haven't done the skill and crossbones. Bitch. Buddy. So, despite not having experience boost, this is pretty solid. I'm not going to get another level in time, so we'll just bounce. So again, timer runs out, we fail, we have to try it all over again, we lose all that progress. That's bad. Alright. Grab 3 chests. No, we'll grab more than that. We're gonna grab 4 chests on the way out. Grab maybe this torn page, maybe not. There it is. Good. Never have to come back. Love that. Okay. Looks like Agrabah is my next best place. Yeah. A little upsetting. Cool. Here we go. Agrabah, part 2. It is this long, do a number of fights thing, and that's all there really is to it. But we have Thundara and Blizzara now, so we are going to make short work of these fat bandits that show up. Just go zap. Very nice. And zap. I have to fall all the way down there. You're all the way down here. You gotta miss the puzzle piece. It is mandatory. There is checks associated with the puzzles. They are not on. Don't worry. But if that is something that makes you happy, is doing that like full Jiminy Journal completionist run, you can put things on puzzle pieces and on mini games and have cups on, and you can do all kinds of fun stuff. So if you have, so I got some time while this is just killing a bunch of enemies. If you have an interest in starting Kingdom Hearts 2 Rando, there is a Discord. There is also a fairly large community that does all kinds of things very regularly. There's tournaments happening all the time. We're doing like 3 back-to-back months of really big tournaments, and we're probably going to tone that down again for the fall and go back to doing some shorter ones. But right now we've got a different charity tourney going on, being hosted. We've also got our league, which is still ongoing. That happens once a year, usually in the spring at some point. And then we also have what's called King of the Crown coming up next month, which is another large formatted tournament. So there's always things happening over there. The setup guides are available. kh2rando.com will get you started with everything you basically need. And then that has links to the Discord, that has links to the generator and seed setup, whether you're doing emulator or PC, it's got it all. Having a very nice casual time here with Twin Lords. They have the weird gimmick where they, you know, kind of one at a time is vulnerable, and they go up and down. They make a mess. It's kind of like... Twilight Town, 16. Good, good. As confirmed, OC is dead. I am in a quandary. I really want to do Windows right now. I also really don't want to do Core. Core is probably the right answer. So, I'm continuing to do things that have pretty quick progression. We're looking for worlds that can have 5s. Right now, Port Royal, STT, Twilight Town, and Hollow Bastion all can have 5s. But of that list, I can only do STT and Hollow Bastion. The other two are locked right now. And I know what the lock for Port Royal is. It's on levels. It's between level 42 and 50. There's, I think, 3 checks left in that space. There's... never mind, I think there's 4 checks.
So, sorry, do you have time for a quick donation?
Absolutely. Fire away.
We got a $25 donation from Maria LaFay. Says, here's half of Piglet's ransom money. Thanks to everyone involved for their hard work in helping out the Trevor Project. So we are $25 away from saving the 100-acre wood. So about how much time would you estimate we have left before you find the proof? I know this is a randomizer, but...
Yep. I will say like 25 minutes. I'll be able to clear a bunch of content in that time, and should have found it by then.
All right,
I think.
So we got about 25 minutes. We need 20. So in 25 minutes, we need $25 so we can save Piglet. Get your donations in! ! Donate.
You mugs couldn't follow me if you wanted to. Later, losers. Later, losers. Oh, I can't take anymore.
This is Boat Pete. New Pete has made some hassle for old Pete. Trying to steal this orb, which is a problem. This orb has pretty heavy story relevance. We don't really care or notice. We're just gonna break the box. Get our checks. Fun fact. The voice actor for Pete here is the same voice actor that I use oftentimes for my Baldur's Gate speedruns. So, turns out I just follow Jim Cummings around his various works, which is pretty easy to do considering he's a very prolific voice actor. I get flashed up and don't have it equipped. What am I doing? Rude.
I was about to change. Get out of my way.
Alright. There'll be a couple of pop-ups here. We did find that Disney Castle is dead. We're just grabbing some of those there progression pointies. So the only two worlds we don't have information on are Agrabah and Pride Lands, which means it is time for me to go back to Hollabash. And I'm gonna opt to do Demix and Final Fantasy fights before I do 4. And this is just to I'm gonna get more experience if I go into 1000 Heartless. And B, if I do this, then I get popped back to the start, and then I'll be right at core anyway. Oh, here's Demix again. You may remember Demix from OC. We're just attacking these things once, turns them into the music notes, then we can spin around. There's a number of ways to speed this up. I don't have any of those ways, so I'm just going to do it the slow vanilla way. Then pop into final form, and then use final and fire. And this is how this fight looks. Oh. Easy peasy. I'm going to check my abilities quick to see if I have... I don't. I was hoping I had auto limit, or auto wisdom, and then I would put auto wisdom on and then go activate that. But I don't need it, so, well, I don't have it. So, hey, an experience boost. Why don't I pick that up? We like to use wisdom in here, which would be a rando exclusive. Pretty much everything I've shown so far, other than like the movement to get from world to world, has been very vanilla KH2. But there's some tweaks to the game that have been made gameplay-wise. If we meet the incentive for Piglet and the rest of 100 Acre, we get to see what happened to 100 Acre minigames. It's for the best, trust me. That's a rando exclusive quality of life change. I guess the pushing of the wardrobe, Beast Castle. Normally she has an animation and there's some hubbub and yeah. Get myself out again. Here. And the last major thing, I guess, is Final Zemnis. I'll try and show off something that we call Dome Skip. We'll see what happens. I won't give it too many tries. I'm hoping it goes well the first try. But there's a number of oddity or changes that have been made for the rando, just to make life a little bit better. Alright, I need these points to do something here, please. No, no. Also no. Still no. Okay. Okay. I see how it is. Another setting that I have turned on is the item placement can be a number of different weightings. So normal is just pure chaos, random. Everything is weighted at a 1. And so anything can be anywhere, and there's absolutely no logic to it whatsoever. I am on what's called slightly hard. We're bad at naming things here, but we do try. Slightly hard introduces a little bit of logic, so different items have a different rarity, and the rarities, the more rare it is, the more likely it's going to be pushed back into a world. So, wow, nothing. Nothing. Rude. Everything's in core. What a riot. I had a nice core skip earlier. So yeah, as things get more rare, they're more likely to be pushed back into a world, being harder to get locations. And then you can increase that difficulty, and so you can increase that weighting. And then obviously the seed needs to be beatable, so there's some logic controls in place, especially if you have the world locks on like I do. Yeah. So I'm going to wander down here. I'm going to talk to Mushroom Jesus. There he is. Hey, buddy. Well, had to reflect. It's something. It is something. Back up I go. Into core. Do it. Have to get that death counter up. What am I doing? I have quick run 4. So that is what we call the proof of peace check. There's 13 of these mushroom guys running around. If you do all of their... Oops. My controller might be...
Yeah. Ha. It's over. Ha. 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 Yeah. Fire.
chest. Find our last torn page. And wander back this way, go to this door, get into the meat of the checks. Cool. There's a bunch of them here. With that torn page found, we are taken to a 12. We're taken to a 5, so there's a guaranteed 5 here, which can be one of either once more or the proof that we need. There. This fight is nasty. Wish me luck.
Give me strength. Gather.
Ooh. Alright, good start. I forget what this was. If I want you, I don't care. Should have found you earlier. What I should have done.
Light. Gather. 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 Okay. Gather. 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 There. Gather. Gather.
Okay, you made it. Second try. That's not bad there. Not bad at all.
Gather.
And it's land check. Okay. Well, I forgot we had one more summon to get to. We're just gonna leave here. It was not here. That's too bad. Woof. I think I need to go level. Which means we're going to start doing the world that never was. Need that skill in crossbones so I can go get that 23. That 23 is likely going to have my ice cream in it. My ice cream might matter, or my proof just might be import royalty. But we're down to 3 worlds where it can be. There's STT, Twilight Town, and Port Royal. And Drives form says Beast Claw, so I don't need to worry about drives anymore, so that's good. This is Roxas. Roxas is a nasty fight. I don't have limit form, I don't have Trinity limit. Yeah. But about all we can say for Roxas.
Take that. It's over.
So this is what's called a desperation move.
Come on.
Try to avoid these, but I didn't realize exactly how much damage I was going to do on the first go around here. Rude, 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 rude. Typically after that first stagger, when he runs into either your guard or your reflect, you can get your full combo off after that. It's been smooth sailing, so it's time to just remind everybody. Weapons are critical. This is why you donated money. There we go. At least a little better. I do have auto limit. I could, if I don't get it this run, I might put auto limit on.
It's over.
There we go. It's easy, just don't get hit. All there is to it. The reason I'm doing the world that never was right now, even though it can't have the proof, is it has a very good leveling spot way up top. And I need to do this anyway. So I need the levels, I need to do this, so we'll just do it. Cool. Just leave that Mega Ether there. These are sorcerers. They can be mean.
Give me strength.
Really? It didn't proc? Next up is Zigbar. He's often considered one of the hardest bosses. We are going to show you a couple of strats. I guess just one strat. I'm going to show you one strat. And that is Berserk Charge, Horizontal Slash, and then if we need to, we will go into Final Form. I'm not anticipating needing to. Our strength is quite good. So, I forget exactly where his ceiling is. Grabbing some extra oomph here. Sure, I have enough stuff. I probably want Cure access. But Zigbar is one of the few enemies in the game that has like proper ranged attacks. So it's a very unique fight in that you need to chase down this teleporting guy that shoots at you, which is already problematic. And then you couple that with he's always shooting at least 3 projectiles. At least 3. So being able to not die is hard. So I take him to just under his second bar of health, and then he should... That's actually good, I'm not going to hit him again. Then he'll rune transition. When he rune transitions, he can no longer do his desperation. And that is important because we are about to stack up a whole bunch of what's called revenge value by doing this. And if you do it really, really well, he'll never break out. I am not really, really good, so he's going to break out twice, and then we'll finish him off on this one. And that's Zigbar. One way to do Zigbar. He's one of the most researched, simply because he is so unique and so difficult for so many people. So the number of different strategies and routes that you can do is wild. It's very, very high. Alright. It can only be in 2 more spots. It's either level 48 or level 50. We're just killing these things as we go. We're not experience boosting during them because I have no safety. And my defense is... Actually, it's doing okay, but... Our next boss is called Luxord. I'm going to take off high jump for him. See if I have aerial spiral. I do. Luxord is also unique. All the bosses they did in this series all have their gimmick. Luxord is unique in that you can die within the first second of fighting it. Right there. If you get hit by that, you die. On crit. You don't die there. Otherwise. He's got this weird card mechanic with the health bar, and it all seems a little arbitrary, but we're just gonna pop up and down, and then he's gonna RNG at us. He can do one of two moves, either that one, where he gets the cards out, or this one, where we would play a minigame. We just reflect that minigame back at him, because we don't want to play. And then once he gets low enough, about a third of the way down, he starts doing this. So we can get little combos in between each of these. He'll do this sink down 3 times, each time with a few more cards attached. I caught him that time. Good. You can catch him out and get him back into his standard loop. Oh, I walked too far around him. Unfortunate. And since I don't have any of the tools to skip his DM, I won't. We'll take his DM when it arrives, which will be shortly. He's another one of those bosses where you can do fun strats and skip this whole spinning card thing. We'll just float up a wall, glide in the air, no big deal. And we shoot him in the face, and that's Luxord. Next up is Sykes. Sykes has a big claymore. That's what that Keyblade looking thing is called. We've got Sweet Memories, the 100-acre woods Keyblade. So our little wood stick here is gonna take on the big giant claymore, and it's gonna win. Sykes is very dangerous without safety. Basically any hit I take from him, I'm just gonna die. So, this is a very scripted loop. Just getting a little extra damage in here. I'm gonna let him go up, so I can grab this, and be able to knock him out of his reaction, his berserk phase, whatever it's called, and then get right back into damaging. This again is because I don't have any of the means to do the shorter version. Limit form, Trinity Limit, you can do something with Final, but my party members were dead and I didn't have a Mega Elixir equipped. But yeah, Sykes. In my opinion, one of the easier ones. So much money. It's so good. Once again, just gonna kill my way up here. We're trying to get... I guess we're gonna get to level 50. Because that's where this is gonna be. Thank you, Killing Crossbones. Love that. Love that for me. It's 49. So we won't have much to do after we beat Zen this one. I need to snag one level, which is good. And it's been a pretty solid tower climb, other than that first Oopsie with Roxas.
Come closer.
Nice flat stats. Level 49 with 50 strength and 50 magic. Rude. This is this one. We're going to do a reaction command here. You may not know this, but there are 3 phases to the reaction command. And we take the 3rd phase. Two reasons we do that. One, it gives us the best outcome, does the most damage, and it's on par for the 2nd. Fast. So, he's gonna dance, so I'm gonna hit him with Thunders. It gets to a certain phase in that dance, and then I'm going to reflect, and then I'm gonna smack him a bunch, then he's gonna retaliate, I'll smack him some more, and then he's gonna throw me into a building. And we go back up the building, we do the reaction command again, and then I thunder him in the face, and we're done with this fight. This went really well. That's a very fast Zenless. Bonk. Fights are out of the way. Now we have access to the final door. And that's what we need, our final proof to open. I'm getting a little nervous. Because, well, I know what second chance is. I'm probably not going to get it. Unless this goes real long, and it shouldn't. I don't try an experience boost through this, but just getting into experience boost range, it isn't worth it for 1 level. There it is, skeleton crossbones, level 50. You can cap how, or at least where your level checks are. So there's vanilla, which goes all the way to 99, or you can cap them at 50. We cap them at 50. Port Royal 2. It's more of Port Royal 1, but now the enemies are stronger. It's a similar theme for all the second visits. We haven't seen too many. So basically every second visit, the battle level goes up, the enemies get harder. Yeah, we're gonna fight a bunch of skeletons. Go questing for some pieces of 8, and welcome raiders into Speedromizer. High jump back on. Drive converter now. These on. Good luck. So this is Grim Reaper 1. Not a lot to say. Like everything in Port Royal, it doesn't like magic. So, guess what we're doing.
Thunder! Thunder! Okay. Thunder! Thunder!
Okay. Magnega. 16 points left. It could be a 9-7. Maybe. Nice thing is our checks are pretty close together here. It's a 9-7. Well, now I need to know if it's an ice cream. And we're hoping it's an ice cream. Otherwise, I have put off STT for way too long. We got, what, 4 magics left? It's limit for. Great. Guess where we're going, chat. jail. This is what we lovingly refer to it STT as. It's jail. And I will apologize now. We are going to run a hair long because this has to be a 9.5 now. So if it's here, great. But if I have to do TT3, I'm gonna be late. And we're just getting randoed at nice and hard. Especially because, well, I did just pick up limit, so I at least have something. I have one of the things that makes STT faster, and that is limit form. Lets me do Ragnarok. Ragnarok is a wonderful ability. Highly recommend it. All of your friends. We also can do Strike Raid. You just hot Keyblades. Also highly. Another, I guess, since we're in STT, I can talk about all the rando changes that have been made to it. Obviously, normally, Roxas can't use forms, because forms aren't available this early in the game. You'll notice that we turn back into Sora when we do this, which is problematic. There were some bugs around that. But Roxas has also been given the upgrade of being able to dodge, roll, glide, quick run, high jump, all of it. Normally you don't get any movement in Kingdom Hearts until you get access to drive forms. And in order to have drive forms, you need to be Sora. So the model of Roxas never was given those animations. And so the first couple iterations, and you can still turn it back on, but yeah, Roxas couldn't use those or the game would soft lock. So again, the entrepreneuring modders went in and changed around the skeletons for who was what, and now we can glide and quick run and do all kinds of fun stuff. It wasn't super early. That makes me feel a little better. Chat, time is running out for Saving Piglet. So, get on. Have all the torrent pages. We're good to go.
Let's go.
Hey, Trinity Limit's here. Excellent. Turn that on. I'm gonna want that for the struggle fights in a bit. Twilight Thorn, whatever this thing is called, it's kind of the first boss of the game, right? There's a whole bunch of story, there's a whole bunch of cutscenes that I'm skipping, but normally you don't have high jumps. You can't get up to its face. I do. So I can just smack it in the face a bunch. So I've done a decent bit of damage already. Now we're going to go through this very scripted reaction command sequence. And give Sora a fist bump. There you go, buddy. Don't mind the very quick animations. This is normal. And we're going to pop ourselves in a limit form. And shoot him in the face. Twilight should look. None of this dancing around as Roxas, swinging a Keyblade to and fro. No, 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 no. That's the old way. Struggle fights. That training limit we just picked up. That's what this looks like. Training limit is both a solo and a party limit. So you can use it on your own, or you can use it with Donald and Goofy, and it changes what it does. Solo, it looks like this, where you dash at them, smack them a bunch. And it turns out that's really good for struggle fights. Next time you're playing a vanilla playthrough and you find yourself struggling with the struggle fights, just remember, you can play rando, and then you can just use training limit. Or you can use limit form. Or you can use fire. They all work very well. Now this is Axel 1. Hi, buddy. Off he goes. There's the reflect. Alright, where's the 5? Do it, game. There's once more. Okay. Yeah. Good. Good. We're done here. We're gonna head into Twilight Town 3. This is an unfortunate long chain of events. I need to activate it. Hold on. So a quirk of Rando is every time you're given a world item, in vanilla that happens at, like, the end, like, the unlock phases happen at the end of worlds. And so, if you have not triggered an end of a world or a cutscene, then the game doesn't actually recognize that you have the item. And one of the easy ways to do that is go into the world that never was. For whatever reason, it considers itself a cutscene. Hmm? Sure. It's in this world, and that'll easily be found. That'll be fight. Final fights takes about 8. Okay. Sounds good. Well, of course, it's not early, so we're gonna head to the mansion here. Go get the pile of checks that are in that mansion. But first, we have to deal with Mickey fight. Now, we're not fighting Mickey, we are fighting with Mickey, which can get a little annoying. Mickey likes to take things away from us. We prefer things to stay close to us. We're gonna pop into final form. We're just gonna try and use our fire to our best effect. There. Hey, look, wisdom form. Hey, look, thunder. What did I miss? Now, second chance is here somewhere, but it's dead. What did I miss, chat?
I mean, I'll tell you what you missed. We just crossed $500 for day 1.
Interesting. Very well done.
We have a $25 donation from Tempest Mask, which says, doing it for the meme and the dream. Speedromizer wanted its $500. Wish granted, as the genie would say. Now let's close off day 1 on a strong note. And that went towards the Resident Evil 3 randomizer race and the Robotech Macross Saga category bid war.
Alright. I am looking at my tracker, and I see a whole bunch of zeros, which is a very bad thing, because that means something somewhere went terribly wrong, and I don't, in fact, know where this last proof is. I'm going to try something. If it works, good. If it doesn't, bad. That's bad. Alright. Gonna cheat quick. With every seed, you can opt to make a spoiler log, if you so choose. You. Oh, yeah, no. So something goofy happened with the drive tracker. I'm not sure what, not sure how. But the final proof is on master level 7. So we're gonna level master real quick, and we'll start final fights, and we'll go for as long, as far into those as DJ lets me. But I have a feeling we might get cut off right before Final Zen. that's the case. That's okay. You have gotten to see a good, or at least a pretty good, showcase of KH2 Rando. Again, if you are interested, kh2rando.com has all the resources you need to get going. The Discord's in there. People are very helpful. If you have trouble getting set up, feel free to hop in the help channel. We've got some great people who are very knowledgeable about how all of this is put together. And you can start playing either emulator or PC version. As well as I've been Seriously Surly. So I stream intermittently, twitch.tv/seriously_surly. I do all kinds of weird stuff. Recently, KH2 Rando, Crisis Core, Baldur's Gate, and I've started picking up the Final Fantasy 15 run. Otherwise, I am generally helping out with a variety of other events. Things like Speedromizer, things like my local Midwest Speed Fest. So I am usually more commonly found around events than actually participating within them. Anyway, this is the engine fight. There's two sides, so we need to fight each side. Don't mind that everything is suddenly just scaled up to pure anime. This is normal. We're gonna, slice through buildings and do dramatic cutscenes. This is, after all, the end of the game. Concentrating a little bit during these fights because I didn't re-equip Second Chance. So if any of these guys touch me, I die. Is the long and the short of that. Oh, come on. Do your thing. Come on, do your thing. Ditch, stop. So, fun fact. So we're done with those. We're into the last three. So Armored 1 here doesn't really have much of a damage ceiling. So we get to do something real fun, which is glide at him. Do one reflect and do some fires, and then he just melts. Very, very fast fight. Armored 2, on the other hand, has 3 phases. We should be able to proc each of them pretty quick. Again, need to be careful, because if I take any hits, I die. That was phase 1. We're gonna grab a building right about here. There it is. I'm gonna launch it. Riku's gonna chop it into pieces. And that's gonna break the shield. And then we can skip part of this phase by just doing an aerial dodge. Very handy. Can recommend. Works in vanilla. Need you to do your light wall. Thank you. Should we do enough damage to get launched into phase 3 here? Now we get more lasers. we just dipsy doodle our way here. This one should spawn. Did. Riku chops up another building. And once again, we can skip an entire laser phase, but just doing an aerial dodge. Now we gotta be very careful on our landing. Lasers are gonna spawn. Just do that. This back up. Do your thing. And that is armored too. I wanted to make sure I ethered there because going into Final Zeniths, we carry over our MP and health. So we wanted to make sure we were correct for the final fight. We start off by dipsy doodling around, using Reflect. This is all pretty scripted, so once you get your movements down, it all becomes pretty easy. But now the fun starts. Where'd you go, bud? Get down here. Thank you. Good. Now we're in laser phase, which is second to last phase. Missed one there. Maybe a little short. Alright, good. So what I did there was hit Xemnas with a Reflect, and then go into session. You can't get pulled into the dome, so I'm going to get what is called Dome Skip. And time is coming up. And time. Phew! We made it. I already did all of my spiels, so I won't hold you up any further. Thank you, Speedromizer.
Congratulations.
And good luck with the rest of the marathon. It should be a great time.
2:11:34 is your final time.
You know, for not knowing where that last proof was ever going to be, I'll take it.
All right.